We are live. We have to talk about what Blackrock said yesterday, lowering interest rates, and Paul Atkins, the SEC chair, just came out and said the craziest thing. The craziest thing. There's so much going on. Like, they've got their super app they want to talk about, the Clarity Act, all these different laws and regulations, which again, I know that crypto is completely against laws and regulations. We're supposed to be operating in a true decentralized economy, but literally at the end of the day, you have to compromise. Compromise is key, and most people in crypto don't want to compromise, but here we are. We are here. Things are starting to ramp up. What is it? It is September 10th. October is almost here, which is going to be Q4 2025. Smash a like, subscribe, set all alerts, and let's get into the top crypto stories. And shout out to Kraken. We love Kraken. All right, first and foremost, we need to go over here. This is the first thing I want to show you guys, and then we're going to get into all the Blackrock stuff. This is a clip of Paul Atkins, the SEC chair. Crypto time has come.
And today, ladies and gentlemen, we must admit that crypto's time has come. For too long, the SEC has weaponized its investigatory subpoena and enforcement authorities to subvert the crypto industry. That approach was not only ineffective, but injurious. It drove jobs, innovation, and capital overseas. American entrepreneurs bore the brunt and have been forced to spend fortunes on building a legal defense instead of a business. And today, ladies and gentlemen,
entrepreneurs get to come back to the USA. Entrepreneurs. We have somebody, and again, I'm not saying he's a wonderful guy. I'm not out here worshiping him. I am appreciating what he is saying, the choices that he is making, the actions that he is taking to allow crypto to come back to the USA, to allow for jobs, innovation, taxes. Yeah, taxes are a scam, but we still have to pay them. But at the end of the day, taxes fuel countries and states and all of that stuff. It's all a business. Sparkwater, why does he continue to delay ETFs? We've covered this. We have multiple ETF delays that have happened today. I'm going to repeat this again so you guys understand it as clearly as I can. This is not a jab at you. They're delaying the ETFs because they want to make sure when they approve them, which I highly believe they are going to approve all of them in a very short period of time, that they want to have the proper framework in, because they don't want another administration saying, hey, we can't do this, we have to remove these. They don't want any drama. So they're taking their time. Laws take time. The amount of money that goes into lobbying and creating acts and bills and all of these different things takes time, and it comes at our expense. Even though we want these today, at the end of the day, we have to be patient. They are going to come. They are going to come, but it's going to take time, and they want to make sure they're doing things at the right pace. That it is what it is. It sucks. I know it's not what you want to hear, and that's why I'm so bullish on Q4 of 2025. All the ETF analysts, people that are way smarter than me, I'm just an idiot on the internet. People that are so much smarter than me are all calling for Q4 of 2025 in October, and we'll talk about a lot of we'll talk about what was delayed and whatnot, because they're not denying it. They are delaying it. It's a big difference. And it's good, because the fact that they're actively communicating back and forth with these companies they're applying for these crypto spot ETFs, the staking ETFs, all of them, is positive news. The SEC didn't do that in the past. They just said no. And Grayscale had to sue them. So let's just be patient. We got this. We got this. Really quickly, we got a lot of XRP news too, so stick around for that. I'm wearing pants today. I thought it was going to be cooler than it is, but here we are. Shout out to Mr. R, Mr. Dale, John Legend, Gorgeous Alexandra, Mr. Lawrence. Who else is here? Sparkwater's here, and everybody else. If you guys want a special channel shout out, you got to become a member. That's what we do. But let's go ahead and get into news, because there's a lot more. Thank you. It's Dirty Hair. All right, so we talked about this over here with Mr. Paul Atkins. In addition to that, SEC Chair Atkins says the SEC will ensure capital can be raised on-chain without endless legal scrutiny, and will allow for super app trading platform innovation in his key speech. Because again, there's a lot more to the speech here. I just wanted to pull this up because it was the easiest to find. But what is the super app they're talking about? They're basically talking about, you know how people issue stocks? You know how people like issue stocks and they make money off of that? They raise capital and they're able to buy assets or buy things that they need for their company and et cetera. That's what he's talking about doing. However, my gripe with that is that we need retail to be able to operate within this. And if they want to invest in company X, Y, and Z that is super risky or not very risky, they should be able to. So that's why removing the accredited investor law is so important. Now, that being said, let's keep it going. This is good news. This is positive. We have to keep demanding that. We have to keep doing it in a respectful manner. Next on the docket. Oh, that was going to put a tweet out today. Okay. This comes from, this is the post from Blackrock that we are going to listen to. Okay. Blackrock CIO Rick Rieder says everyone must add Bitcoin to their portfolios. We know that we're going to get interest rates. There's going to be a meeting with that. I personally think that interest rates will be lowered. They really have no choice at this point. However, we've got some news about that. Apparently, Lisa Cook fought against Trump's decision to remove her from office for the fraud that she committed. This is all allegedly, and a judge temporarily granted that. So she will, I believe, have a say on what happens with interest rates. But again, I really do think that interest rates are going to get lowered. But let's go ahead and listen to this clip and see what the CIO of Blackrock said. Because again, BlackRock manages around $11.5 trillion in assets, and they are telling the Federal Reserve to cut rates. Why do you think they're doing this? They have positioned themselves in the last few years to make such an ton of money. Okay, that's why they're calling for the Federal Reserve to lower interest rates. Do you think BlackRock hasn't been positioning themselves? You think that they didn't apply get the Bitcoin and Ethereum spot ETF for no reason? They have been positioning themselves this entire time. They have people that are so much smarter than, which again, not you guys, me, so much smarter than me, talking about this. And if they're saying, hey, we need to lower interest rates, they're saying that because they want markets to pump and they want to profit. That's why. That's exactly what that means. Let's go and listen to a little speechy mixed speech.
What do you think the ideal portfolio is supposed to look like today? We're surrounded by investors. We're surrounded quite literally by financial advisors who are thinking about that, retail investors who are watching. I mean, what does it look like today?
Oh, and this was at Future Proof. I was supposed to go, but I forgot. So I didn't get to go, but I should have gone.
Very different than the past. So maybe I'll start with the equity market. I mean, the first thing I would say, we're going through the most extraordinary technology dynamic I've ever seen before. I would stay long equities. By the way, you can buy vol. You can buy volatility very cheap.
You can take financial advice from him, but this is not financial advice from me.
To manage your exposure. I'd stay long equities oriented to where growth in technology is. In fixed income is amazing. You're still clipping 6%. Would I stay 5 years in on the curve? I'd still clip that coupon. We're extending a little bit out. And then, quite frankly, I mean, there's some interesting things to do in privates, bespoke markets. And I think hard assets have to enter the equation today. Gold, Bitcoin, things that give you a little bit of ballast in the portfolio against potential for currency depreciation.
When you talk about
gold and Bitcoin, use it as a hedge against currency depreciation. That's all we needed to know. In addition to that, they're talking about urging the Federal Reserve to cut interest rates.
Bitcoin should be part of the portfolio. What kind of percentage are you thinking about? Is it a 5%, which generally seems to be what people are talking about, more or less?
It seems high to me. So I run our global allocation fund. You know, we're running long equities. You know, we're heavy income. You know, we're running, you know, in the 3 to 5% region on gold. Gold strikes me today as a better currency hedge. Bitcoin tends to trade with vol, tends to trade with the NASDAQ. So we're running considerably lower than that in crypto. I just think it's going to go up, and I think it's a good expression. But
he told you all you needed to know. And we've been saying this on the channel. If BlackRock is doing it, you should pay attention. He basically said, we've got gold, we got Bitcoin, we have more gold than we have Bitcoin, which I wouldn't take that to heart because Bitcoin is a finite asset. When we're talking about finite assets, you cannot create anymore. So me personally, I'm long on Bitcoin and I don't want to sell any of my Bitcoin at all. I want to continue to hold it because I think that the trend with these institutions and the strategic reserve, all this stuff, I think it's going to continue to showcase demand. So that's what he said there. But let's go and listen to this clip about interest rates or about the Federal Reserve.
Look at the housing market, and particularly what impacts lower income. The people that borrow today are lower income, and they're adversely infected by where these rates are. If we get the rate down, you actually can bring home prices down, you build more houses, you actually reduce inflation. So I think it's quite...
If we bring interest rates down, more people can buy houses, even though they're buying residential family, but more people can get in.
consistent to bring the interest rate down, even though the economy is operating at a pretty good level.
Economy is not operating at a good level, by the way.
Where we're going is to a lower level of inflation, and I think we can bring it down. I mean, you think about inflation break-evens today, depending on which part of the curve, are 2.5 to 2 3/4. So the funds rate, even if you bring it down to 3 1/4, you're still above the rate of inflation. So I think we got plenty of room to drop it, even though the economy is operating well. Look at that.
This was back in July. Okay. So we talked about this in July. We knew about this. And it's just getting reiterated why it's so important to have Bitcoin, this finite asset. And crypto too. Me personally, though, I don't mind holding on to my Bitcoin forever and passing it down to my kids. Crypto, I'm making moon bags with. That's just me. You guys do what works for you. But again, this is what's happening. They're calling for interest rates to be lowered. They're calling to be long on Bitcoin and long gold. If BlackRock is saying, hey, we should probably lower interest rates, what do you think they've been doing? They've been planning for this the entire time. Let's get into the next story. There's more to cover over here. All right. Blackrock CIO says the Federal Reserve should cut interest rates by 50 basis points next week. This came out today. So that's what they're calling for. They're like, hey, let's go ahead and lower interest rates. Now, if we take a look at Arkham over here, they track wallets. BlackRock now holds over 100 billion in crypto and they're buying more. This is not necessarily BlackRock. This is on behalf of their customers. And while we're on the same topic as BlackRock, which I'm going to cover charts in a second, let's talk about tokenization, because we always talk about multiple projects that have different types of RWAs, tokenizations, NFTs, all the same thing. Oh, cute. That wolf is so pretty. I actually like wolves. That was my favorite animal when I was a kid. Love wolves. But let's talk about this from Hedera. This is actually big. Today, ARCX launches pool tokens on Hedera, making a major milestone in tokenization of financial markets. This unlocks multi-chain asset portfolios, enabling institutional investors with new ways to build, transfer, and manage diversified baskets of assets. Tokenization, exactly what BlackRock wants to do. The first pool token represents a digital fund of funds, which holds equal parts of money market funds, MMFs from Aberdeen, BlackRock, State Street, Legal in general. Do you understand? Do you understand what this means? It enables creation of on-chain multi-asset portfolios. First pool token represents a digital fund of funds. Again, it's like a derivative, which holds money market funds from BlackRock, State Street, and more. Again, tokenization RWAs. Pool tokens allow instant fund creations, real-time transfers, and reduce reliance on intermediaries. Tokens represent a new form of composable financial instruments that include equity, debt, crypto, and more. Use cases include funds of funds, indices, ETPs, commodity baskets, and structural products. And again, we've got a lot more to cover when it comes to tokenization, but this is freaking crazy. This is crazy. Do you see what's happening? All of the things. Markets are up. Mint is up. Pump is up. Avalanche is up. ADA is up. Fartcoin is up. Litecoin is up. Pyth, Atom, the rest. We love to see it. Now let's go ahead and see what's going on with our markets over here with the crypto market. So let's take a look at the SPX. Take a look at the SPX over there, because why not? Again, it's trading at an all-time high again, even though we're a little bit down over here. Cool, fine, fantastic. Gold didn't break an all-time high again, but it's getting ready to ramp up again. As far as Bitcoin goes, you guys, we are partnered with Kraken. Kraken has got a customer service hotline. You can actually talk to a real human being. If you want to trade with me there, we've got the QR code, the ref link down below. Wonderful, fine, fantastic. If you don't, not your keys, not your coins, but I really, really, really like Kraken. Taking a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin actually popped today, probably based off of all of this news, because it is insane. It is insane. I've got heavy hitters in my live stream. What does that mean? I'm the heavy hitter. My news is the heavy hitter. Heck yeah. All right. So Bitcoin, we bounced off of $111,000. Okay. Which was important. When we take a look at our big chart over here, we didn't really get a close above. We're kind of in the middle. But we're pumping today. We've got a swing look high to 114. We need the close. We need the close above 111. Taking a look at Ethereum. Ethereum's just been chilling. This is our new area of support over here. It's been chilling, and we've been kind of consolidating above $4,300. Wonderful. Solana pumped and went up. Fantastic. This is going to be our key area of support of $206 over here, currently trading at $224. XRP finally got back above $3. Shout out to the XRP army over there. We're back above $3, getting ready to retest and flip our little trend line. Chainlink is sending, and again, they're minimal gains, but still, you guys, are good things that we like to see. And most of these coins that we cover are coins that are going to be that are going to be ETFs. So we're up at about 23.57. ADA is up as well. HBAR was able to get back into the old consolidation area between 22 and 26 cents. Fantastic. We love it. We're also allegedly we're going to be getting a Dogecoin ETF tomorrow, I think. I don't know what type of ETF it is, but we're up on Dogecoin. No, this is Dog. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Shout out to the dog community. I'm sorry, you guys. But yeah, we love the dog. And Dog is actually still up. Shout out to them. Sorry, got it crazy ADHD. Let's get back into news. There's a lot to cover over here, okay? So we've got a little post from the Kobaleski letter over here. August PPI inflation falls 2.6%, below expectations of 3.3%. Core PPI inflation fell to 2.8%, below expectations of 3.5%. Rate cuts are on their way. Good, fantastic, Senate. I am telling you, BlackRock position, what they did was kind of shady. They positioned themselves perfectly for all of this. They stacked their Bitcoin, they stacked all their assets, and now they're calling for interest rates to lower because I think that they know once interest rates lower, numbers going to go up. Shout out to Algorand and Avalanche. I like them. I hold them. Let's keep it going. Oh, we talked about the letter over here. What's this over here? Sorry, my stuff is like all over the place. We're crazy today. Just crazy. Some XRP news. A small Tuesday surprise. XRPL XLS standards with a fresh new look. So it looks like, what's going on over here? XRP Ledger standards are a set of specifications and proposals for the XRP ecosystem that promote interoperability, guide development, and ensure good user experience. The platform was recently upgraded with a fresh new look. They are ramping up for more and more institutional partnership, in my personal opinion, and stable coins and literally everything else, I personally think. But what do I know? Moving forward, we got some more XRP news over here. 3iQ Digital Asset Management. What do they got going on? So they have the Solana staking ETF, SLQ.U, and 3iQ XRP ETF, record largest assets under management in their respective categories. 3iQ's XRP ETF, XRPQ, surpassed 150 million Canadian dollars assets under management. This is Canada. This is not in the US, but it doesn't matter. It is showing demand. The Solana ETF, SolQ, surpassed 300 million. Both launched earlier this year. So it looks like Solana is beating XRP for now. This is in Canada, not the US. Shout out to them. Both are now the largest in their categories among Canadian crypto ETFs. Key early backers include Skybridge, I think that's Scaramucci's company, ARK Invest for SolQ, and Ripple for XRP Q. Now we've got some bearish news. Not really bearish, honestly. To me, anytime the SEC delays anything, it's bullish because they're just going back and forth and chatting. Just in, the SEC has delayed its decision on the Franklin Spot Solana ETF. We've got some news about Franklin and Binance, so stick around for that. This is important. Hold on. Got a lot of more stuff. SEC delays decision on Grayscale's Hedera Trust as firm updates Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin's filing. Again, this is not bearish. To me, this is not bearish any way, shape, or form. This is just saying we need more time. We want to make sure we've got all our ducks in a row. The new deadline for HBAR's ETF is set for November 12th, which sucks. I wanted this to get approved in October. It's looking like that might not happen. However, we might be able to get this approved in October if they approve the rest of them. However, one of the things I will say is the fact that they moved the new deadline to the 12th could indicate that we don't get crypto spot ETFs approved until November now. Either way, it's still quarter four. We're still going to be patient. If not, we've got quarter one of 2026. Okay, let's be patient. Let's manifest. Grayscale filed for an S1 for the ETF on the same day, making the initial registration with the SEC. This was the next step in the application process. Grayscale also submitted registration statements for both Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin ETFs. So shout out to Litecoin community. Next, we got to talk about this because it's important. Oh, hold on. Where the heck did it go? There was another one. Darn it. Where the freak did it go? Oh, yeah. SEC delays BlackRock Spot Ethereum, staking BlackRock Spot Ethereum ETF. So we're waiting on that too. So they delayed a bunch of stuff. It wasn't just exclusive to Hedera, but here it is. Now let's talk about more Hedera news. A Hashgraph group launches Transact to enable crypto-free transactions for enterprises. This is a big one. It's a solution enabling enterprises to use Hedera network without holding crypto. Again, a lot of people don't want to hold crypto. Remember the thing that happened with the JavaScript stuff? Removes the need for wallets or HBAR by abstracting wallet management and paying gas fees on behalf of clients. This is going to be absolutely massive. It really, really, really is. People want to, the big institutions, they want to keep their costs down as much as possible because they're greedy, and this is allowing them to continue to do so. I'm sorry, I just like to look at look at things for what it is. Enterprises are invoiced fiat, reducing compliance risk and simplifying accounting. This makes sense because, again, it's lowering costs and it's providing efficiency. And this is also why it's so important for the SEC to get their stuff together when it has to do with crypto, primarily because we want to advance technologically, and we can't do that really without blockchain technology. All right. Users can retain control of their private keys. Hashgraph Group securely processes transaction and designed to accelerate. I feel like Thundercats. Enterprise and government adoption of Hedera. More coming from Hedera. This is from Mr. Zeppi over here. He says one of his favorite teams on Hedera is now live on iOS and Android. Not a copy of Instagram with creator monetization, but a genuinely novel social experience. AE taps into accelerate trend of young people seeking pseudo-anonymous online subcommunities. It's kind of like Reddit. This is to escape from the self-obstructive glare of TikTok, IG, seeking out more genuine niche and less performative online interactions. It can be seen continuous growth of Reddit, these forums, 2D experience, whilst AE is a 3D with many more retention hooks. This is what it is here, but it's out now. So if this is something you're interested in, take a look at it. I'm going to see if I have time this weekend to see what's going on. But this is freaking cool. I like to see the new building of all these things. But basically, it's just a creative webpunk social platform. Still super cool. NASDAQ listed QMMM surges 800% on crypto treasury plan targeting Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. Again, this is a gamer play right here. If you are in crypto and you are not making money, and you're tired of waiting for altcoin season, pivot to crypto stocks. You'll do well there. Basically, they're also building a decentralized data marketplace, and they also have got their crypto treasury that's worth $100 million. Congratulations, good for them. Next on the docket over here, Solana Strategies goes live on NASDAQ. It's a clean energy firm and it enters public market with NASDAQ debut. Milestone represents a firm's transition to public market trading under the ticker symbol for the major U.S. stock exchange. Love to see it. It's STKE. More Ethereum news over here. Cointelegraph, SharpLink. They start 1 billion share buyback as it trades below asset value. Ooh, this is where it gets a little bit dramatic over here. A stock buyback is when a firm buys back its own shares from the market to reduce supply and increase value of remaining shares. This is what sets Bitcoin shout out to London. We love London over there. But this is what sets Bitcoin apart from all this crap is there's a finite supply. There's no buybacks. And that's why I think the stock market is a big Ponzi scheme. It always has been. But the difference between the stock market and crypto really is the big banks, the traditional financial entities, because it's all centralized and they want to keep it centralized. They want to keep you away and them getting that money. That's all that it is. So it's crazy work over here, but hey, I'll take it. If it's going to pump my bags, it's going to help me make as much money as ethically and legally as I possibly can so I can take care of my kid, which I've got an update on low. So I'll tell you guys at the end. So make sure you guys stick around for that. I love Ondo. Ondo's great. I don't know any though. But, and then my community and all kinds of stuff. That's the whole reason why we grind so hard is for our families and communities. Anyways, currently hold 837,000 plus Ethereum worth 3.59 billion, and they're going to be buying back 1.5 billion of their stocks. Or they hold close to 840,000 Ethereum. It's the second largest Ethereum treasury, and nearly 100% of holdings are staked because they want that passive income, aka dividends. SharpLink believes a stock is undervalued and that repurchasing shares will boost shareholder value. A little bit of drama over here. Eric Trump removed from board role after firm consults NASDAQ. And you know what? I'm glad that, again, I'm not saying anything bad, but Trump's people, his family and his people, they're too if they either need to work for their dad and focus on doing that political stuff or do the family business stuff. I think it does need to be segregated. So that's what happened. That's just my business, or that's my opinion. That's their business. Let's talk a little bit about the SEC, because this is some sexy work over here. From Mr. Nate, in today's episode of Who Met with the SEC Crypto Task Force, Miston Labs, who's behind SUI? Nobody's busier than the Crypto Task Force. So what happened? And I like SUI. I hold SUI. Okay. So basically, they met, they talked, they're doing their business. Over here, it says, Miston Labs is committed to fostering a regulatory environment that supports responsible innovation. Miston Labs looks forward to engaging with SEC Crypto Task Force, support of development of clear, practical, forward-looking rules, yada, yada, yada. So again, all these companies that are actively meeting with the SEC and with the president and with this administration, I would keep an eye on them. And also the SEC, and also Sue, I believe that someone applied for a spot ETF on their behalf as well. Keep these on your watch list. You'll probably outperform. One of the things I want to say is the people that are holding XRP, they're outperforming a lot of traders on crypto Twitter. And there's a lesson there. Before we get in the next story, I have to tell you about Lo. So first and foremost, she was going to do volleyball, doesn't want to do it because her school's not really set up to be a big sports school. It's a really small private Christian school because we like Christianity. I'm not very religious myself, but my kid needs it. So she's like, Mom, I'm not going to do volleyball. I says, okay, fine, great. Because it's like 4 days a week practice, and we're already doing gymnastics 2 days a week and vocals and guitar. But she did join what is it called? Worship group. And basically they just sing, they get together and they sing once a week. And my baby, she needs Jesus. She does, because she's a bit wild. So she's doing that. And she did her speech today. She is running for secretary at her school, but she's smart. My baby is so smart. And the critical thinking that I screamed to you guys about knowing, she's doing it. So everybody wanted to be at her. She's got a small school. The classes are between like 15 and 20 kids. Sometimes, depending on how many kids they have, sometimes they have 2 classes per grade. The kindergarten, I think 3 or 4 classes. But she was smart enough to make this decision on her own. And she used critical thinking. She noticed that I think 4 other kids of different grades, they wanted to run for treasurer. And she's like, okay, but for secretary, nobody was running. So she's like, well, I'm going to run for this because the chances of me getting elected are a lot higher. And all the kids could have done this. Anybody could have, but she thought for herself. Like, she thought for herself, and I'm so proud of her. Like, that was a decision she made. She understands how busy it is. She understands there's gonna be extra commitment, but she put in the work. She thought, and she's like, you know what? I'm going to do this because I'm going to get it. It might not have been exactly what she wanted to, but she wants to be in office, so good for her. I'm so proud of her. And we're using critical thinking. She did the speech for me. We've been practicing the speech since last Friday. I got her to, because she asked me for help. She's like, Mom, can you help me? Because you do public speaking. I'm a horrible public speaker, but like, anyways, so we practice. I told her, we set up because again, these little speeches, they're little kids. They're like 9 years old. But I says to her, I says, baby, you got to keep it between 1 minute and 2 minutes. And because this is your first public speech, I want you to say, hi, my name is Lo. I'm running for secretary, and this is what I'm going to do. Here's 3 reasons why you should vote for me. And then she listed the 3 reasons. They were for her. They were her ideas. I just helped refine them a little bit. So proud of her. And to those of you as parents, you guys understand how important it is. Or those of you that have nieces or nephews or just whatever, you guys understand how important it is to chat with your kids about this stuff. And like how it's a small thing, but if like for us, it's like a small thing, but for her, it's a massive thing. But this is why I talk so hard about grinding for my kid. So and her dad was able to go. He sent me the speech. So anyways, I just had to share it with you because I'm very, very proud of her. And again, critical thinking is important. And you know what? Also sacrifice. I don't know exactly what she wanted to really run for, but she decided to run for secretary because she really wanted to be in student office. And she's like, you know what? I'm going to run for secretary because no one else is going and I have better odds of winning. So there was a little bit of sacrifice there, and there's a lot of critical thinking. Very, very proud of her. Anyways, back to the news. She looks so cute today with picture day. Next, more than 40 million liquidated as market makers suffer shattering MYX short squeeze. The token surged from 10 cents to $16 in 2 months, triggering 40 million in liquidations and raising red flags over liquidity and valuation. No, the market decided. That's what the market did. And people commit on-chain insanity. All right. Allegedly, over 80% of MYX supply is locked, and it's the first native token for decentralized perps exchange called MYX Finance. So basically, it sounds like they wanted to do what Hyperliquid is doing. And again, the market reacted, and that's what the market does. And it just kind of crazy. Now, some more regulation stuff. Okay, this is important. New White House crypto advisor Patrick Witt calls market structure bill top priority. Pedal to the metal, baby. Woo! Also, they want to get that Bitcoin strategic reserve. Let me read this to you, okay? Patrick Witt is the new White House crypto advisor. Top priorities are the Senate market structure bill, implementing the Genius Act, and setting up Bitcoin reserve. He supports bipartisan approach to ensure the Senate and House align on market structure bill, and confident that the Senate bill could be passed by both chambers without major changes, which again, it is what it is. I know that the blue and the red are going to fight probably a lot because of the whole Trump thing with all the entering crypto the way he did. But at the same time, they need to create laws and do their job. Okay. Also, SEC chair, this is more news, and I got a Binance story too, so stick around. SEC chair says Mo tokens are not securities and backs super app platforms. Okay. SEC is shifting away from regulation by enforcements toward clear rule-based approach. Who would have thought that's the way to go? Project Crypto introduces a unifying regulatory framework for trading, lending, and staking. Oh, who would have thought that would be a good idea? Crypto platforms may operate as super apps, offering multiple services like trading, lending, custody under one regulatory structure. Also, too, Hester Peirce, we love her, came out and said, this one is a little long, so maybe oh no, it's not long. It's 18 seconds. Let's listen to how my back is hurting.
And it's important for people to know there are areas that the securities laws does not protect. Don't assume that if you're buying a meme coin that the big bad SEC is going to come in when your meme coin drops in value and rescue you. We're not going to do that because they're mostly not, those offerings mostly are not within our jurisdiction.
Basically, she said, use critical thinking and take responsibility for your actions and stop calling us when you make a mistake and lose money because you're dumb. That's what she said. And that's a big thing that we see in crypto all the time is a lot of people, they hear something, they jump into it without thinking at all, and then they get mad. I see people get mad all the time. I mention something. I'm not even partnered with companies, and sometimes I'll mention it, and they're like, oh, blah, 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 blah. You decided to buy that. You decided to enter into that, not practice risk management, okay? So it is important to note that this SEC is very progressive when it comes to creating crypto laws and regulations, but at the same time, it's not their job to protect you when you lose money. If you don't want to lose money, don't invest. The key word over here is investment. Investment, okay? When we are talking about investing, you are not guaranteed to make money. My daughter knows about crypto. She don't care. She's more of a Bitcoin gal. She don't care. Mommy, how much money is my Bitcoin worth? I tell her, okay, great. Can we go get bean and cheese burrito? Oh, today's bean and cheese burrito day, by the way. But anyways, that's what's going on with that. Listen, again, we all lose money. I've lost all kinds of money in crypto. Right now, what I'm telling you, what you probably should focus on doing, focus on coins that are going to get spot ETFs, coins that have been very, very active with the public servants, and like a lot of the older Dino utility coins. That's my personal opinion. Okay, but do what works for you. Really quickly, crap, we've gone over. Hold on. I wanted to cover really quickly. Remember when the CFTC said that they're going to create a pathway for U.S. users, U.S. Americans to trade on crypto exchanges overseas? Binance was one of them. And Binance just dropped this. Binance is partnering with Franklin Templeton to build tailored digital asset initiatives and institutional grade for a broad range of investors. We're committed to making digital finance more accessible, reliable, and TradFi while bridging both worlds for greater possibilities and wider adoption. Binance is a centralized exchange. In addition to that, they're one of the biggest exchange. They are the biggest exchange in the world. They are. I hope that they're able able to come back to that. American users can use Binance again because they have their system is just amazing. And then of course a cute little interaction over here with Franklin Templeton. So cute. So cute. But basically, Franklin Templeton manages 1.6 trillion in assets. BlackRock, what did we say, 11 trillion? Binance has over 280 million registered users, and they also have a strong track record of making crypto more accessible through innovation. Even with Binance Pay, like I've heard from people overseas that they use Binance just to send money back and forth, kind of like a bank, which you're not supposed to, but you guys get it. Capital markets demand faster, more transparent, efficient infrastructure and aims to enable real-time settlement with institutional grade trust and compliance, and that's why they're with Binance. So basically, guys, I'm not telling you to trust the public servants. I'm not telling you to trust anything. I'm telling you to do your due diligence, but at the same time, you have to pay attention to what's happening. And I also don't like to give long-term updates. On Bitcoin, I will say I do think it will hit $1 million one day. Ethereum will hit $10,000 one day. Solana, $1,000 one day. I hope XRP, $5.89. And I hope that everything else pumps like crazy. Not financial advice. Anyways, I got a bunch of content coming out for you guys. I'll see you soon. I need to do 900 things. I think I need to drink enough water today. And these pants are too tight. I got them from the thrift store. They're cute though. Anyway, sending you guys love and light. I will be back. I'll see you guys. I got a video 2 p.m. PT. 6 p.m. I dropped the short with all the news updates just in case this is too long for you. And I'll be back 10:30 a.m. PT tomorrow.